This is PhantomElectricGhost, and we are live on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch channels with Mz J4zzie.
Hi.
And we're talking to you from where in England? Where are you? In London or somewhere?
I'm in London currently. I live in London, born and raised in London. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we talked to a lot of people in the UK and London and specifically. So
yeah.
but we've got we're excited to have you on the show.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Yeah, we've been doing this since 2018. We've got about 33,000 listeners on Spotify, and we started doing this thing on YouTube and Twitch to be able to do the video. And the cool thing about the video is we're able to share your work. And so we've got your new song here, and let me make sure I don't mess it up. Show me, pay me.
Yeah, show my pay me.
And we'll talk more about what that means, but we're going to actually play the song in its entirety. We're going to put you on mute, and then we'll come back, okay? And then we'll talk about the questions. So I'm going to get this queued up, and we're going to start it now.
Have no fury as a woman scorned. Apparel for me, told me I'm your only one. Was your anchor held your ship before it drowned? Then you ghost with the power, no peep, no sound. How you go try hopscotch on my heart like that? How you go jumble the pieces with no coming back? I wanna end you like SARS for what you did to me. But sitting pretty in a prison ain't my victory. More more if you will feel my sorrow and my pain. More if you can see right through my double glaze. Time my words into Microsoft when I excel. Cause with you by my side, I still support myself. What is killing me. Literally. I feel the pain and it's piercing me. Consistently. I wanna go shit like Casper. No be lie. I know if you carry this pain. No be mine. I know if you sing this song. One more time. One more carry and go. Serve your time. What you doing to me? What you doing to me? Show my pain me. Will you hold me? Will you hold me? Show my pain me. Will you hold me? Will you hold me? Show my pain me. Will you hold me? Will you hold me? Trust you out like a priest, ain't no going back. Was blind, now I see, there ain't no coming back. Used to be you and me, kissing on a tree, backtrack, dead that, send that pack, where you're at, or tell me my enemy. No longer a friend of me. Do you remember me? I'm a fly chick, no plane, propane, bust up, less pain, more gains, more deals, my lane, I reign, Afro rap queen, yeah I slay. No longer killing me. Literally. No more pain, no more piercing me. Consistently. I wanna go shit like Casper. No be lie. I know if you carry this pain. No be mine. I know if you sing this song. One more time. One more carry and go. Serve your time. What you doing to me? What you doing to me? Show my pain me. Will you hold me? Will you hold me? Show my pain me. Will you hold me? Will you hold me? Show my pain me. Will you hold me? Will you hold me?
So we are back on the air, and that was a great video. I really dig that.
Thank you.
And yeah, you maybe tell the fans about what the song title and what it means, because not everybody's gonna know that. So I think we'll
Yeah.
start.
So Shoma Pemi is it's Yoruba, a Nigerian language, and it means "Will you call me?" So the song was just basically about a female sitting around waiting for their ex or a guy to call, but in the end they bottle up themselves and they just move on.
Yeah, that's really I dig the way you integrated that your indigenous language there into the song,
Yeah.
and then it's got like like an R&B and hip hop, and then it's got this really cool feel. I like the beat.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just I think it's cool. As a person that I kind of introduce new artists all the time. That's what I do with this show. I kind of don't deal with the top 10, top 20, top 30. I like
Yeah.
to talk to new emerging artists. That's like my goal in life is to
No, it's good. Giving everyone an opportunity.
yeah, it's good to introduce people to new styles and new things. And people thought because I'm an electronic artist, all I would do is do EDM. And that's not what I do.
Okay.
I introduce people, like I've talked to people in Nashville, London, UK, like
Yeah.
everywhere, Turkey, like anywhere, Iceland.
Very broad.
And it's just like I think it's people need to open their eyes to what to different types of music. So I want to get into the questions because I think we're a little bit on a crunch. But when did you first get into music? Like, what age did you get into music?
So I have been, well, I started music professionally, let's say, after I got my law degree, so 4 years ago. But music has been in my family. I have been like performing and singing and writing since I was very young. It stemmed from my mum. She used to write music, or she still writes music, but yeah, it stemmed from that. So I used to perform when I was a child. We used to write music with my mom, but 4 years ago, then I actually started music.
4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was it with the goal of doing your own music? Because a lot of people get into music and they're actually singing in like somebody else's music, or they're doing covers, or they're in some, it's not their own. So is that the goal from the start, that you wanted to do your own music?
Yeah, well, I did start my career when I came in doing a freestyle to J4zzie Friendly. So I did start that way, but obviously my main aim was to create my own sound, which I ended up creating as Afro rap, because at the time there wasn't many people rapping on Afrobeats. I mean, it wasn't common at all. So I came in with my own sound, Afro rap, where you're mixing Afrobeats, you're rapping Afrobeats, you're rapping on the Afrobeat beat, and mixing my English language with my Nigerian language. So it's just an infusion of my heritage, but also where I was born and where I was raised as well.
Well, I think that's really cool to do, genre merging, because I'm a big fan of that, because I'm a keyboardist, and you see all my synthesizers there. I collect synthesizers, and I'm in my 50s, and so when I was 17, I just went to pawn shops finding old Moogs and Rolands, and I kind of grew up in the era of the new wave and early rap.
Okay.
So when I was growing up, it was like 78. I started playing 1978.
Wow.
With my brothers, and we created like a black punk band, and everybody was looking at us like, "What are you guys doing that for?" I said, "Well, you never heard of Little Richard and Chuck Berry or Jimi Hendrix?" Like, yeah, I mean, rock and roll was not just for the Stones. It came from the Delta blues in Mississippi. And black guys and women were all part of like that blues rock and roll tradition. So it's been kind of weird when I run into like certain people. They like, "Well, how are you doing rock?" It's like, you don't know Little Richard, you don't know Jimi Hendrix. It's like, come on.
Involved in rock as well for quite a while.
Yeah, it's just but what's cool is like when I was growing up, it's like new wave showed up.
Right.
What I liked about new wave is it mixed like African beats and Latin beats with synths and drum machines, and then hip
Wow.
hop guys started doing it. So then there was this in that time period, like 1980, MTV showed up, and then suddenly you had like Michael Jackson, Thriller, and you had this really cool merging of multiple genres. You had lots of people experimenting, and it was like people would go see multiple bands, because MTV would do these festivals, and you would have like black bands and rock bands and punk bands, and everybody was like mixed. They were not in their lane, and so I really appreciate when people like Afro beats. That's cool. I mean, I think that's
Thank
cool.
you.
So when you started to write, are you primarily a lyricist and vocalist, or do you get into the technical creation of your beats and stuff, or do you work with other people?
No. I'm the vocalist and lyricist. I work with producers like to create the beat. I'm not that technical. I can't create a beat to save my life. But yeah, I have to work with producers to create the beat. Then obviously I write on the beat, I sing on the beat, or I rap on the beat.
So how much influence, if you hear a beat, do you actually like challenge the producer and say maybe you should change this or change that, or you kind of work within, do you
I'm heavily opinionated because obviously the beat has to be right. If it's not right, you won't create the best songs. You get what I'm saying? So but normally my producer, he doesn't really. I mean, I send him my ideas of what I want it to sound like, and he never really fails to deliver. So I'm not all there.
So you're in sync with your producer, because like it's kind of like when you're with a band, right? Like I've been in like bands, and like everybody comes in, and the reason you're a band is that you kind of all connect, right?
Yeah.
Like so, if I'm in like a 4-piece band, like when the bass player starts playing, the drummer kind of knows what to do, and then as a keyboardist, I know what to do. I kind of like your reason that you're with these people is because it works.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the same thing. Like I guess when you're a singer, songwriter, or a lyricist, you find the people that have the aesthetic you like. Right? And they kind of know how to take your lyrics and what would go with it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I always like that when you find people, the chemistry. It's kind of like a journey. Like you do as an artist.
Yeah.
Did it take a while to find the person that would like link with what you're doing, or did you immediately find them?
It takes a while because you have to. I don't know. It took a while. It wasn't as easy as that. Like I had to sift through quite a few to be able to get to one that I'm now just working with, like that I'm comfortable with 100%.
Yeah, because that's interesting. So the other thing I like to ask is like, who are your influences and like reference points? Because like every musician, like I grew up like in Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles and Bernie Worrell from Funkadelic. Because I'm a keyboard player, so I was like looking at what Bernie Worrell was doing and Funkadelic and Earth, Wind and Fire and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want, right? But I don't want to copy them. I'm kind of influenced by them. So, like, who do you say are the people that influence you, and or maybe like the people that like you, your reference points in your music?
I'm heavily influenced by Tupac, Nicki Minaj, 100% as a female lyricist. Tiwa Savage, Wizkid, obviously they're the modern new generation, but Afrobeat, heavily influenced by those four. So Tiwa Savage and Wizkid, obviously in the Afrobeat scene, because they are who are actually running those scenes and who inspires me the most with the Afrobeat. But Tupac and Nicki Minaj, definitely with the lyrics and with the way that they deliver.
Yeah, Tupac is a big reference. I hear that a lot. You hear people bringing up like when I kind of grew up, like with like the early I don't know, Planet Rock and, early Run DMC, the Bomb Squad, De La Soul. De La Soul, to me, I love De La Soul. I like Public Enemy too, but in the Bomb Squad. But De La Soul, what I liked about them is like they took a bunch of funkadelic stuff and then they took a bunch of psychedelic music and they created this kind of psychedelic rap that was very beat focused in funk, but it had like aspects of it that were pulling from like Jefferson Airplane and the Doors and stuff. It was like pulling all this other stuff, and I was like, well, that's a little different because people weren't really going that way. And
Right.
and that I still listen to their stuff, like Three High and Rising is like that's like I listen to that like all day.
Right. That's good. That's
MF
very
Doom though,
interesting.
but I do love MF Doom. I'm really kind of sad that he's not here, but MF Doom was a big influence
Yeah.
because he
Rest in peace to him.
very awesome style. But yeah, you never know like who you're gonna get pulled. You know what pulls you in. I mean, I also am very influenced by Nirvana because I have
Okay.
a aspect to what I do. And Kurt Cobain was just like he crossed like a lot of lines. A lot of people like it, whether you're into that kind of music or not. They kind of appreciate what he did. Um, so when you talk about your writing style, when you go to put together a song, do you primarily just like use like your smartphone, do voice recording? Do you use like any kind of recording devices at home, or how do you present your work to your producer? Do you like put something together, voice
I
memo?
use my phone, or I use because my producer is in Nigeria. I have to send him like my stuff to like voice memo, WhatsApp, stuff like that. So I do it through my phone. I use my phone as voice memo, and also I write my lyrics on my phone as well.
Cool. So yeah, that's a lot of people. Like I remember, some people were using like iPads and use like GarageBand to put down like
Yeah.
basic stuff, and then a lot of vocalists I've talked to like use voice memo or different types of voice memo apps on like iPhones.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you find it's like very convenient. Do you end up like doing that more than actually writing it down on a pad?
I prefer to write on either my laptop or my phone. Like I'm very fast at typing, so it's easier for me to write on the phone or on a laptop than writing it on pen and on a pad.
Yeah,
In
so
fact,
laptop, you know, so all your stuff's like in a document or something.
exactly.
Yeah,
Or it would be a shame if like the laptop ended up or my phone ended up going missing. That's the only bad thing about that. But
I
I make
always
sure I
try to
have
do
it.
it, not to push one thing or the other, but I always do stuff like in Google because like if I do
Okay.
a Google Doc, then I don't lose it because it goes to like the
Right.
cloud. But if I use like
Oh,
Word, the Word has kind of burned me a bunch of times because then my laptop, not to put down Microsoft, I won't put them down, but it's like if my machine goes down, then I lose everything. So I'm like,
exactly.
so I like to use something that doesn't do that, and so whatever doesn't
Right.
do that, hit
Is
Google.
what
It doesn't
is
do that.
what
That's why I use
exactly.
it. But yeah. So that's so you have a long distance relationship with building your
Mhm.
songs. So was that always like that, or was that because of COVID that you do it that way, or do you previously like work more closely with your producer, or was it always kind of long distance because you're in London?
Yeah, it was always kind of long distance because I was in London and my producer's in Nigeria, so it was always good. But when I go, I have another producer in London where I go and actually record. So
Oh, so you
so,
can actually show up.
yes, I show up there. I show
But
up to the
because
studio.
but because of COVID, were you actually not able to do that? Did you have to send stuff to him too in London?
Yeah, I couldn't. In just the first year of COVID, where the restrictions were very high, I couldn't go to the studio. When the restrictions reduced, I was able to go to the studio. So it was,
Mhm.
yeah, COVID restricted me doing quite a bit of music. To be honest, I was just writing and then just hoping and praying for the day to be back in the studio.
So, so because are you able to perform yet in London, or are you making videos because it's easier to connect to the audience with a video, or are you planning on doing shows?
It seems that everything's on social media now anyway. Obviously, the shows are opening back up, so I'm planning to do shows. I'm actually going to be in Nigeria quite soon because I need to shoot a music video there. So I'm going to be down there soon.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna do shows in Nigeria? Or are you just
Yeah.
shooting a video? Or are you gonna do physical shows?
No, I'm going to do physical shows in Nigeria this year.
Oh,
Got me
that's
in.
nice. Are you gonna film any of those and like put them on YouTube, or
Yeah,
just
of course. I
yeah?
have to. Just
Because I
for
think
memory's sake as well.
it's cool when people film live performances, and
Yeah.
nowadays, you know, you can actually get a pretty good film, and
Hmm.
a good sound quality, and then put it up on YouTube. Just because I think anything that you can engage on your social media, because like a lot of reason why we went to the video form, because we did audio podcasts for like 3 years before we ever did a video. And just this year, this year we started to do the video because the video allows us to like show your YouTube, right? Allow people to perform, because we actually shows where people will take a guitar out or something and actually perform. And it just gets a better engagement because people are visual. You know, it's cool to have the audio, and we still do an audio. There's going to be an audio version of this podcast where it'll be on Spotify, it'll be on Apple, it'll be on like Google Play. And we still get a pretty good audience there because there are people who like to listen to podcasts in their headphone while they're working and stuff. And so we still get that, but we've found that doing the video gives us a different audience that we didn't have before, because people
people like to watch. People are more visual these days. Laptop or TV, exactly.
Yeah, it just gives people a way to connect, and it also, you know, allows us to put your links out there, because now people can, like, when the permanent version comes out, you can't click on the link, but people can see where your stuff is.
Exactly.
And it's more likely that they'll go actually take that and actually use it and click and actually click on your stuff. We found it like we get way more engagement. We had people say, well, people are actually hitting my YouTube channel. People are going to my website. And it's that's what we want.
That's it. You get more engagement by visual, by YouTube and stuff. So a lot of people are just online now, aren't they? Because COVID just made us get accustomed to that.
Yeah. So in terms of collaboration, I mean, you primarily focused on your sound, or are you doing features on anybody else's record, or the people, you know, are going to do features with you? Is that something you're working on?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple features. I mean, the last feature that I did do was with Mr. Mill, who was an artist that blew. He went viral in Nigeria. So I think he's got 1 million followers. Is he? Yeah. Nice. So he went viral. So I'm planning to do more features with more African artists. 100%.
Are you thinking that you guys are going to get pulled into like a afrobeat, African kind of focused festival? Are those things, like when you go to Nigeria, are you part of like festivals with other artists? Like
that's how it really works. It was more with other artists, maybe opening up for other artists or on stage with other artists. So that's how it mainly works. A lot of festivals in Nigeria, a lot of opening acts, there's a lot of things that go on in Nigeria when it comes to shows. Really exciting.
Cool. Well, I think it's interesting to have you know, a different type of experience when you're dealing with an international audience. You know, it's so I'd love to see, you know, the film of those concerts, because I think it will introduce, like you're saying, if there's a bunch of other artists there, it will like introduce like my audience to like a totally different type of music that maybe they haven't been listening to. And
and I think they'll enjoy it as well.
Oh, definitely, because I think it's cool to like feel the influences. Being an African American, we can't imagine what it was like to be in Africa. We don't know, so we kind of have all this romanticism about it. But we, like, you know, and those who go to visit, we try to find our roots. But like we kind of envisioned in a lot of African American music, it's kind of like our interpretation of what we think it is. But it's our own spin. But it's like we really don't know. So it's cool to actually watch other people from the source.
You know, true. And I think you'll enjoy it. I think you really will enjoy it.
So yeah, we don't want to take too much of your time. We got like 5 minutes left. But is there anything, like, if you have any of your fans, if they you know, if they were going to ask you a question, what would you think would be interesting that maybe your fans don't know about you?
What they don't know about? Oh gosh, what they don't know about me. That's a very good question. I have this thing where at night I always have to have, I don't know if you know about the ice cream, the twisters, twister ice cream. Yeah, I always have to have mine with something hot. So like I have like a twister and tea very weird obsession. But if I don't have a twisted and tea at night, I cannot sleep. It's a weird obsession, but it is what it is.
Oh no! Now when you go somewhere, people might like give you that.
Yeah, I don't mind people chucking twisters at me. I'll take that.
Like,
Definitely take that.
It's like the green M&Ms. It's like it used to be all these rock bands that said, "You got to give us the green M&Ms."
The green.
Okay. I was like, okay, that's what you want. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, so we're really happy that you're able to come on the program, and like we said, we're going to be doing our PEG Festival, Veterans Festival again in November 19th to the 21st. So you can get in touch with us, and we can figure out how to do a show with your people and make sure it comes through. Yeah, so we can just start setting it up because we're starting to set up posters and plan a schedule and stuff. So yeah, we definitely would like you to be involved in that, and if you have any additional music coming out, like if you have an EP or albums, let us know and we can have you come back on.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. I can't believe the first one was a radio interview, but my first visual or interview with someone in New York. So that's like a good achievement for me, and thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed the interview.
Thank you very much. This will be it's live right now. It'll be permanent on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We've got 2 different Facebook channels. We'll send you that. We'll send you the Twitch. We'll send you the YouTube. And as it starts to it takes like an hour or less than an hour for it to show up on Spotify and Apple, and we'll send you those.
Okay.
All right. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.